Imagine you're just, walking down the street, minding your own business, and someone suddenly throws a heavy medicine ball right at your stomach.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no warning at all.
No warning, they don't call your name or anything, just bam.
I mean, if that happened to me, I'd probably drop it. Or,
Yeah.
well, at the very least, get the wind completely knocked out of me.
Huh?
It's a huge shock to the system.
It is a massive shock. And today we're diving into a really fascinating stack of sources for this deep dive to talk about that exact feeling.
Right, the feeling of conversational shock.
Exactly. We're looking at linguistic studies on polite requests, everyday travel guides, and notes from English teaching professionals. Our mission here is to help you master one of the most practical survival skills in the English language.
Which is how to ask for help and directions without freezing up, right?
Yeah, and without sounding rude, which is a very real problem for people.
It really is. I mean, getting lost in a new city or needing help at work is already super frustrating.
Yep.
But then finding that the English words just won't come out, or, worrying that you might accidentally offend someone, that just makes the whole situation so much worse.
So much worse. And what I found so interesting in our sources is this core idea. There is this massive difference between grammar and culture.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge takeaway.
Right. The research points out that you can build a perfectly accurate English sentence like, give me a pen, or where is the station? The subject and the verb, they're in the perfect place.
They are. But culturally, a sentence like, where is the station, feels exactly like throwing that heavy medicine ball without any warning.
Just bam, right at their stomach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, in a lot of languages around the world, that level of directness is completely normal. It's just seen as, efficient.
Yeah, you just want the information.
Right. But English speakers process that direct translation very differently. It lands like an order. It sounds like you're demanding information rather than asking for a favor.
So basically, a grammatically perfect sentence can still be a cultural mistake.
Yes, exactly. Because you didn't give the person a chance to get ready.
To fix this, our sources explain that English relies on something called softening language.
Softening language. I love that term.
Yeah, it's great. Going back to our analogy, softening phrases are like calling out the person's name before you throw the ball. You say, hey, catch.
Right. You give them a second to brace themselves.
Exactly. Now they're ready, their hands are up, and it turns a sudden demand into a polite invitation to cooperate.
And that preparation is everything in English culture. I mean, you're preparing the listener to receive the request, which fundamentally shows that you respect their time.
Knowing that softening language is the secret to sounding natural, I think we should look at how to actually use it.
Yeah, let's get into the mechanics.
The teaching materials we reviewed highlight 6 essential phrases that act as this polite warning. Let's explore these because I really want you, the listener, to understand how they work.
The best place to start is definitely with the most universal phrase, the one you can use literally anywhere on the street, in a grocery store, at the office.
And that one is,
It's simply, excuse me, could you help me?
excuse me, could you help me? Yeah, it feels very smooth. But I have to ask, why do we use could here instead of can?
That's a great question.
Because can you help me seems like it means the exact same thing, right?
It does mean the same thing, essentially. But could is the past tense form, which we use in English to create a sense of distance.
Oh, distance, like psychological distance.
Yeah, exactly. By stepping away from the immediate present reality of can, you make the request feel less urgent and less demanding.
Wow.
It's a tiny grammatical shift, but it creates a lot of polite space.
That makes so much sense. You're asking, but without applying too much pressure.
Right.
Now, what about when you are physically lost outside? Our sources suggest a really specific phrase for that.
Yes, they do. Could you tell me how to get to, and then you just add your location.
Like, could you tell me how to get to the train station?
Exactly. And notice how different that is from saying, where is the train station?
It's much longer, for one thing.
It is longer. But when you ask how to get to a place, you're asking for their personal guidance rather than just demanding a cold, hard fact.
Oh, I like that. You're wrapping the destination in a layer of respect.
Yes. But, sometimes you need someone to go a little bit out of their way.
Right, like it's not just a quick answer.
Exactly. Let's say you're inside a big office building, and you actually need them to walk down the hallway to help you find a meeting room.
Yeah, a basic could you help me might not feel like quite enough for a bigger favor like that.
Right. So for those bigger favors, the sources recommend elevating the politeness with the phrase, would you mind showing me where?
Would you mind showing me where the meeting room is?
Yes. And the absolute key word here is mind.
You're asking if it causes them trouble.
Exactly. By asking if they mind, You're openly acknowledging that you're asking for a favor.
Yeah.
You're telling them, I know this takes your time and energy, and I recognize that your time has value.
I love the psychology behind that. It shows so much consideration.
It really does.
And that actually connects really well to the fourth phrase in our research. This one is for those moments when you need to interrupt someone who is clearly busy.
Oh, yeah. Like when they're typing at their computer or maybe looking at their phone on the train.
Exactly. The phrase is, I'm sorry to bother you, but...
Which is an incredibly effective tool, especially in workplace environments.
Because before you even ask your question, you're telling the person, I see you are busy.
Yes, like, I'm sorry to bother you, but do you know where the elevator is?
You're apologizing for the interruption before the interruption even really happens.
Yeah, by doing that, you completely remove any annoyance they might have felt. They feel seen and respected.
That's so powerful. Now, the fifth phrase in our source material is really interesting from a social dynamic perspective.
I think I know which one you mean.
Yeah, the phrase is there any chance you could... So you might say, is there any chance you could explain that again?
Yes, that's a fascinating one.
Okay, I actually have to push back on this one a little bit.
Oh, go for it.
When I look at the phrase, is there any chance, it makes the speaker sound, I don't know, a little bit weak.
Weak in what way?
Like you're too hesitant or maybe you lack confidence. Aren't you basically giving the person an excuse to say no right from the start?
Well, it definitely looks hesitant on paper. I'll give you that.
Right. It sounds so unsure.
It does. But in English social culture, it's actually a highly strategic choice.
Really? How so?
By using, is there any chance, you are intentionally giving the other person a polite out. You're communicating, it is absolutely no problem if you say no.
Oh, I see. So you're removing the social pressure completely.
Yes. And the really interesting paradox of English politeness is that native speakers respond to this non-demanding approach with much more warmth.
Because they don't feel trapped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When people don't feel forced or trapped into helping a stranger, they are usually much more willing to volunteer their help.
Wow. So it's a non-threatening approach that actually gets you better results?
It is reverse psychology built right into the language.
That is wild. If you don't demand help, people want to help you more.
Precisely.
Okay, that brings us to the final phrase, phrase number 6. Our teaching sources call this one the ultimate survival phrase.
And for good reason. Because let's be honest, native English speakers talk very fast.
Oh, incredibly fast.
They blend words together, they use local slang, and sometimes they just mumble.
Yeah, so when you're listening to a second language, you are going to miss things. It's inevitable.
Completely inevitable.
So the phrase is, sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you say it again, please?
I really want to highlight the word catch in that sentence.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice of verb.
Right, because in this context, catch is a common idiom that means to hear or to understand. By saying, I didn't catch that, you're actually taking the responsibility onto yourself. You aren't saying you spoke too fast, which sounds kind of blaming.
Oh, right. You're saying, my ears missed it.
Exactly. It's so much better than just staring blankly, pretending you understood, or, just shouting, what?
Yeah, what is definitely throwing the medicine ball.
It absolutely is. Having this phrase ready in your mind prevents so many awkward situations. And it's because I didn't catch that with each other all the time.
Like when the street is noisy or they just get distracted.
Exactly.
So understanding these 6 phrases is wonderful, but, looking at a list is really only half the battle.
Oh, for sure. Practice is everything.
Hearing how these phrases fit together in the real world is where the true learning happens. I think we should bring our sources to life right now.
I like where this is going.
We're going to do a quick role play to see how this works in action.
Okay, I am ready. Let's set the scene. I'll play the role of a traveler who is completely lost in a new city, and I'm trying to find the train station.
Perfect. And I will be the local person just walking down the street. Oh, and our sources note 4 very important direction words that learners absolutely must know.
Right, the navigation basics.
Yeah. Straight, left, right, and opposite. I'm going to intentionally weave those direction words into my response so we can hear them in context.
Sounds good.
Okay, the scene starts now. Imagine cars are driving by and you're walking toward me looking very confused.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you help me? I'm trying to find the train station.
Oh, sure, you're actually pretty close. You just need to go straight down the street for about 3 blocks. Then turn left at the big intersection. The train station will be right there, opposite the coffee shop.
Sorry, I didn't catch all of that. Could you say it again, please? A little slower.
Oh, no problem at all. Go straight down this street, turn left at the intersection, and the station is opposite the coffee shop.
Okay, so go straight, turn left, and it's opposite the coffee shop. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day. End scene.
Nice. That felt very natural.
It did, right.
Yeah, it's a very standard rhythm for an everyday interaction in English.
It really is. And for you listening, did you notice how the pieces fit together there? We use 3 of our softening phrases completely naturally.
We did. We used, excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, and the survival phrase, sorry I didn't catch that.
We also incorporated the 4 key direction words. Straight means to continue forward without turning.
Right. And left and right are your standard turns.
And opposite, which means facing something on the other side of the street or the area.
Opposite is a word that often confuses learners, actually.
Yeah, it can be tricky. Like if the coffee shop is on the left side of the street and the train station is on the right side of the street facing it, they are opposite each other.
Perfect explanation.
Yeah.
But, the most important part of that role play was what happened right at the very end.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, before I walked away, I repeated the directions back to you. I said, straight, left, opposite the coffee shop.
Yeah, yes. The travel guides in our sources specifically highlight this repeat back strategy.
I do. It's vital.
Why is that step so crucial, though? Is it just to practice the vocabulary?
I mean, it does check your understanding of the vocabulary, which is very practical. It ensures you didn't confuse left with right, so you don't walk away and immediately get lost again.
Which happens all the time.
Right. But from a social perspective, repeating the directions back proves to the person helping you that you are actively listening to them.
It validates the effort they just put in.
Exactly. It shows you value the time they just took to stop their busy day and help a stranger.
That makes a lot of sense. It closes the conversation on a note of mutual respect.
Mutual respect and clarity.
So we have the phrases, and we know how a good interaction sounds, but what does this all mean when things go wrong?
Because things will go wrong.
Yeah. Even with the best vocabulary memorized, it's so easy to make mistakes out there in the real world.
Absolutely.
Our sources actually highlight 3 very common mistakes that learners make all the time. Let's dig into those.
The first mistake is one we touched on earlier, but we really need to explore it because it's the most frequent trap.
Okay, what is it?
Mistake number 1 is simply being too direct. Walking up to a stranger and blurting out, "Where is the hospital?"
The grammar trap. The sentence is perfectly constructed.
Yes.
But culturally, you just threw the heavy medicine ball right at their stomach.
You bypassed all the polite habits that English speakers expect when a stranger talks to them.
Right. Which leads directly to mistake number 2.
Which is?
Forgetting to say, "excuse me," to get someone's attention before you ask the question.
Oh, this one is huge.
It really is. I actually found an analogy in our research notes that perfectly explains why missing, "excuse me," feels so uncomfortable to a native speaker.
Oh, let's hear it.
Jumping straight into a question, even a politely worded question, without saying, "excuse me" first. Well, it's exactly like walking into a room without knocking on the closed door.
Oh, wow. That is a wonderful way to visualize the social rule.
Isn't it? It entirely bypasses the polite request for permission to enter a conversation.
So true.
"Excuse me" is the knock on the door. It says, "I am about to speak to you. I'm about to interrupt your thoughts. Is that all right?"
And if we look at the mechanics of the brain, saying, "excuse me," gives the other person a half second to transition.
To switch gears.
Yeah, it allows them to stop whatever they were daydreaming about, actually focus their eyes on your face, and prepare to listen to your words.
It's a tiny courtesy, but it clearly has a massive impact on how willing they are to help you.
Exactly.
Okay, so we know we must soften our language, and we know we must knock on the door with, "excuse me." What is mistake number 3?
Mistake number 3 is the missing thank you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and the psychology behind why learners forget this is fascinating.
Why do they forget it? Just rudeness.
Not at all. When a learner walks away without saying thank you, it's almost never because they are intentionally rude.
I imagine it's pure, unadulterated panic.
It really is panic. Think about what is happening in the brain. When you ask for directions in a second language, your brain is working incredibly hard. It is under an immense cognitive load.
Let's break that down. Your brain is trying to remember the English vocabulary.
Right.
You're listening to a native speaker who might have an unfamiliar accent.
Yep.
And you're frantically trying to build a visual map in your head based on what they're saying.
Your brain is basically running a dozen heavy applications at the exact same time, And the mental battery is draining fast.
So true.
So the moment you finally hear the crucial information, the left turn, the right turn, your brain essentially says, mission accomplished. Get out of here before you forget this data.
Oh man, I can feel that anxiety just talking about it. You just turn on your heel and march away muttering left, right, straight under your breath so you don't forget the map.
Many language learners have experienced that exact feeling. But in English-speaking cultures, failing to thank someone who just stopped to help you creates a very bad feeling.
It leaves a negative impression.
It really does.
Well, to combat this panic, our source materials have distilled the entire process down into a simple 4-step formula.
A mental checklist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you memorize this formula, you will always have a checklist, and you'll never freeze up or forget your manners.
The formula is quite elegant. Step 1. Excuse me, that's your knock on the door.
Okay, step 1 is, excuse me.
Step 2. The polite request. This is where you use one of your softening phrases like, could you tell me how to get to?
Got it.
Step 3. Repeat back. Confirm the information to show you were listening.
Step 3, repeat back.
And finally, step 4.
Thank you. Excuse me, polite request. Repeat back. Thank you. It's a very clear rhythm.
Once you practice that rhythm, it becomes completely automatic. Your brain doesn't have to work as hard, which really reduces the panic.
We have covered a lot of important points today. To make sure this knowledge stays in your memory, let's pause and see how well you remember the details.
Always a good idea.
I'm going to give you, the listener, a few quick scenarios based on everything we've talked about. I want you to think of the answer in your head before we give the solution.
Active recall is the best way to cement new information into your brain. Let's try it.
Scenario 1. You need to find a hospital. Which of these is the culturally correct, polite way to ask a stranger in English? Option A. Where is the hospital? Or option B. Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the hospital?
I will give you a second to think.
Drumroll, please.
The answer is option B, of course. You have to use that softening phrase in the polite opener.
Right. Option A is throwing the heavy medicine ball without warning.
BM.
Exactly. Let's move to scenario 2. Someone gives you directions to a museum, but a loud bus drives by, and you did not hear the middle part of what they said. What is the exact survival phrase you should use?
Think back to our conversation about not blaming the speaker.
Taking the responsibility yourself.
The phrase is, sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say it again, please?
Honest, polite, and effective. Finally, scenario 3. What are the 4 key direction words you need to listen for when someone is helping you navigate a city?
The essential vocabulary for English navigation.
What are they?
You need to listen for straight, left, right, and opposite.
If you remembered those answers, you are doing fantastic.
Truly. Because you're not just memorizing random grammar rules, you are building usable, real-world communication skills that you can step outside and apply today.
Let's summarize what we explored in this deep dive. The absolute secret to asking for help in English without freezing up is understanding the power of softening language.
That's the core of it all.
Directness sounds like a demand, while softening sounds like a polite request. You now have 6 powerful phrases in your toolkit, ranging from, excuse me, could you help me, to, is there any chance you could... You understand the 4 direction words, and most importantly, you have the 4-step formula to keep you calm. Excuse me, a polite request. Repeat back, thank you.
It provides a complete framework for navigating these interactions.
Now, the English teaching materials we use for this deep dive issued a specific challenge, and I want to pass it directly to you as homework.
Oh, I love a good homework challenge.
Sometime this week, I want you to go out and use the phrase, excuse me, could you, with a real person in the real world.
Okay.
A colleague, a barista at a cafe, someone at the grocery store. It doesn't matter who it is. Just observe what happens. Watch how their face reacts. Watch their body language when you use that polite softening language.
If you decide to take on that homework challenge, I want to leave you with one final thought to explore on your own.
What's that?
Well, we've talked a lot today about how these tiny softening words change how local speakers perceive you. It makes them see you as polite, respectful, and friendly.
Definitely.
But what is truly profound is what happens internally to you. Mastering this specific social rhythm actually shifts your own psychology.
Oh, that's deep.
Once you know exactly how to approach someone without the fear of sounding rude or foolish, you stop being a passive, nervous outsider who just hopes nobody notices them. You transform into a confident participant who can navigate any English-speaking environment on your own terms.
It is incredibly empowering. You go from bracing yourself for impact to easily calling out their name, gently tossing the ball, and knowing for a fact they're going to catch it with a smile. Think about that the next time you need to ask for directions.